And back in 2003, you may remember that Bulgaria property was all the rage. And I've read this newspaper story that you could buy detached houses in Bulgaria for less than £5,000. And I was, to be honest, under a little bit of pressure from my mum, because I got a little bit of redundancy money from BT, and my mum thought I should invest it really wisely and buy some property, because that's a sensible thing to do, isn't it, with a little nest egg you might get like that. But instead, I went out and bought a really cool bus for the band so we could travel around the country and do these gigs. And that didn't go down too well, so partly just to appease my mum, I thought I'm just going to buy a little bit of property somewhere, and I saw this Bulgaria stuff was less than £5,000, like freehold outright, no mortgage, and I thought, that's good. She doesn't need to know what it cost. I just tell her I bought in Bulgaria because it's a great property hotspot, investment place. So I bought this property in Bulgaria. It cost me £4,500, and it's a freehold house, it's a detached house, it's got 3 bedrooms, and it's got 2,000 square metres of land. Now, I'll let you into a little secret. To this day, I've never stepped foot in Bulgaria. I actually had a friend who was buying one as well, so I sent him out there with my money, and he bought me one too. I literally said, can you get one for me while you're out there? So he bought this property for me in Bulgaria, but everybody I then told, oh, I've just bought a house in Bulgaria, £4,500, detached, no mortgage. And they said, oh, why did you buy there? And I started reeling off all these facts and figures that I'd read on the internet about Bulgaria. I started saying, well, did you know that the Bulgarian property market's been growing at 23% per annum for the last 5 years, but it's expected to quadruple when Bulgaria joins the European Union in a couple of years' time? They're like, no, I didn't know that. Oh, I might get one too. And a lot of my friends and people I spoke to were interested in buying their own house in Bulgaria. So I had a little idea. I thought, well, I know a little bit about this. I mean, I'm an expert. I've bought one. I haven't been to the country yet, but maybe I could write a guide on investing in Bulgaria, just using stuff that I found on the internet for free. So that's what I did. I wrote an ebook called, imaginative title list, The Bulgaria Property Guide. Thought about that for hours. And this is just full of useful information for UK investors thinking about buying property in Bulgaria. Everything in this guide I found for free on the internet. I've never been to Bulgaria, and I don't know any Bulgarians. So any of you guys could have written this guide. If you just sat down at Google for 20 or 30 hours, you could have done it too. But I put a simple web page together to try selling it, and this is what it looked like. And I know it's not pretty, but I'm showing you so you can see the real page. And something wonderful started happening. I started selling 20 copies of this thing a day for £20 a copy. So by accident, I've made a £400 a day cash machine. This website, just a single one-page website, and the way I was getting traffic to it was using Google AdWords. Now, you all heard about Google AdWords last night with Kurt, yeah? And I'll talk to you a bit more about AdWords too, because that's how I started my business, using Google AdWords to get traffic. And I started selling 20 copies of this thing a day, £20 a copy, so I've got £400 a day coming in.